Yo, what is up, guys? Shinobi here, back again with another one, and today we're gonna be reacting to Makai San's video, actually, of there being no crossplay. I'm gonna be giving my thoughts on it. Shit, honestly, there's not much else to say. I mean, shit, I was really hoping the game would get crossplay, but unfortunately, on the website, yeah, we didn't get any, which kind of sucks. But there is crossplay between PS4 and PS5, which I don't know, man. I mean, I like the fact that people are able to play on PS5 and PS4, but I really thought we'd be able to get some crossplay. I don't know. I feel like there's just certain games like Sword Art Online, Bleach, or just other fighting games that would just benefit from there being more crossplay. But then again, PS5 has been known, especially as of recent, to be the console for anime games, so I understand that as well. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at what Makai has to say about it, and then I'll give my own, opinions and whatnot.
For those of you guys who've been wanting to get crossplay in Bleach Rebirth the Souls, we have some bad news for you, but there might be some good news at the end of the tunnel. Recently, the Bleach Rebirth the Souls website was updated and we got more information pertaining to the game's specs as well as crossplay.
I have not seen this Bleach
People
game
in the
in a
community have been
long
talking
time,
about
bro.
how crossplay
Hack and
is
slash games
needed,
be
how
going
they want
hard.
crossplay, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't understand when it's been a universal thing that PlayStation is the system that you play when it comes to anime games. Now I get it, there's people who are on other systems that don't have a PlayStation that you want to play with. Cool. Well, we have been told that crossplay is not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Crossplay between PlayStation, Steam, the Xbox versions, that's not happening.
And I'm gonna be real, granted, while I could hope for crossplay between games like that, it's just I don't know. I guess they just don't want to do it. And me personally, I'm gonna be real. Even though I'm glad once again that they added PS4 and PS5 to be able to play with each other, I figured that, and this is why also there was another thing with people kind of complaining a bit that the PS4 and the PS5 was getting this game, is I feel like the PS4 getting this game is going to hold it back because of the requirements that the PS4 has to run it on versus the PS5. And you already know, especially with online, they're going to have to balance that out some way. And as far as we know, Bleach is going to be running at 60 frames per second on PS5. That's just a given based on what we've seen so far. But because it's going to be played on PS4 as well, they might have to put it down to 30 for PS4 players. Now, how that's going to work, I don't know exactly. I know they did something with Himikane Chronicles with Demon Slayer. I know they did it with some characters, or not characters, my bad. They did it with new Naruto Storm Connections as well. So, I mean, it all really depends. It really sucks, though. I really feel like these games, even Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, would just benefit from having crossplay. But that's all up to the publisher and Bandai and, just PlayStation and whatnot. So, I mean, it is what it is, but at the same time, I feel like that as far as graphically wise, if you have somebody who is PS4 and you're loading in with them in a lobby, I feel like there is going to be times for that. Hopefully not too long. There's going to be a time, difference between somebody with a PS4 versus a PS5. And I'm going to be real. I know not everybody's rich. I'm going to be real. I know that the times are definitely rough. But compared to the 2020 time, in my opinion, compared to the 2020 time, in my opinion, to like 2022, I feel like at this point it's pretty easy to be at a PS5. I went to the store and I got mine after 5 years of not even buying it at all because I just didn't have a reason to, which sounds probably crazy, but then I was mostly playing on my PC during that time and I was overseas, so there you have it. But I don't know. That's just me. I feel like that a lot of people probably right now are more so on PS5 more than PS4. Like, I think I did a poll recently, actually. Not too recently, but I think I did a poll recently. If I go to some of my posts, where I think I asked who would be on like PS4, PS5, Xbox, PC, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were on PS5. Okay, let me see. I think it was this poll specifically. So yeah, no. A good majority of the people on this poll were on PS5 and PC, hilariously enough. So Xbox is like the least amount, which is also another reason I decided to get my game on PS5. Really sucks though that this game didn't like they didn't crossplay it. But then again, once again, I like Bandai's not known for it. I think there were a couple of people, so yeah, PC. There's one person with a PS4, but some people don't even have it. It's like they got phones or whatnot. But for the most part, from what my poll is even showing, a lot of people have PS5. So I guess it makes sense. Xbox is kind of just like in Spark Zero, the outlier, and then
whatsoever.
PC's kind
Now,
of
this might
PC.
upset some
That's
people.
gonna be more the
Oh
mod
no, I won't be
community.
able to play with Johnny who's on Xbox and I'm on PlayStation. However, the biggest two platforms for Bleach Rebirth the Souls, and that's PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, are going to have the ability to play with each other. The website confirmed that crossplay between the PS4 and PS5 systems will be possible. What makes this even more exciting is that now you don't have to worry about, oh, does my friend have a PS4 or PS5? No, you could just play with them. And likely because PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with PS4, it's not a huge deal. That is until you remember the issue that Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles ran into.
Yeah,
When the
they had
game
to do a whole
released,
patch.
it came with 30 frames per second, but they dropped a patch allowing the next gen systems to run at 60 frames per second. However, it stated that, hey, look, online matches as well as cutscenes and story mode, minigames, and certain areas will always run at 30 frames per second. What that tells me is that with Demon Slayer, that game was made with 30 frames per second in mind, and then a patch was introduced.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and assume that since this game, Bleach Rebirth the Souls, is being developed when we've seen 60 frames per second, very likely that we're not going to have the same issue. But with online
yeah.
and playing with
Online is where
people
the
who
issue's
are
gonna
on
be.
PlayStation 4, will it default to 30 frames per second to compensate?
It has to. It just has to. It's either gotta compensate and go down to 30, or it's gonna probably go down like 45. But more likely than not, it's gonna go down to 30 just to compensate for the loading times and all the stuff for the characters, the backgrounds, all of it. Especially if you're gonna be doing PS4, PS5, because the PS5, as far as its system and what it can do, and how much power you're gonna get out of it in general, it just eclipses the PS4 like crazy, bro. It's not even like close at all. It's not close. But I mean, that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the videos. I think that could be a little bit of an issue, but it's probably gonna more affect loading times more than anything else. The netcode is really, in my opinion, going to determine whether this game does really well online or not, because netcode is everything. In fact, when it comes to fighting games in general, backwards compatible netcode is just a must. A must, bro. I mean, we see that problem already kind of going on with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, where if the netcode ain't good, you have input delay and whatnot. So hopefully this game doesn't really have that problem. And considering, once again, I did a small poll, it wasn't a huge poll, but even with the poll that I have, a lot of people, based on what I saw, already have a PS5 at this point. So, hopefully, even if people start with PS4, we won't have that issue, but we just gotta wait until the game drops at this point. Everything else is up in the air.
For them who are only able to run the game at 30 frames per second, because if that's the case, we're already seeing a problem, and I do hope that's not the case. I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention because right now, even though crossplay between PS4 and PS5 is a thing, it might be a curse in disguise as a blessing. What, yo? Anyways, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video. Let me know your thoughts pertaining to crossplay and the issues that could arise. I'm Makai Sand, what, yo? And I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makai, banger video there. But yeah, no, my opinion on it is, as much as I'd want it, it's not known for that. And that's what, like, it's been 5 or 4 years at this point. Yeah, around 5-ish years since the PS5 came out. 6 maybe ish, if I'm correct. But at this point, it's kind of just, if you don't, you got to work with what you got, I had an issue with if I was going to buy the game on my PS5 or my Xbox, because a lot of my games before I even got my before I even got my PS5, I was on Xbox or PS, or Xbox or PC. So it's like I didn't even get my PS5 until I got back from my deployment recently, and that's only because of Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and also because of a couple other games like Tekken, Blaze Blue, and whatnot. You know, I wanted to get a lot of my fighting games on there because I know that the PS5 has the highest community for that. I realized my mistake after buying Dragon Ball Fight, not Dragon Ball Fighters, but buying Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on my Xbox. But that was the only thing I had when I was overseas at that point in time. But it's like, you know, I wasn't really finding a lot of players on there, even as big as Sparking Zero was. I was still able to find it, but it took longer as far as, you know, finding people to fight. So, you know, I was like, yeah, I gotta get my game on my PS5, and I was even debating buying Sparking Zero again. But then again, I don't play it that much. It'd been wasting my money if I was to buy another Sparking Zero copy just to not touch it that often. I might as well just have it on my Xbox, since even though I don't play the online as much, it still has the offline content that I can kind of mess around with. So I don't know. That's pretty much it for me. Um, Once again, banger video from Makai going over everything. I agree with that. The PS4 to PS5 thing could be a problem slightly with frame rates, but I feel like the netcode is more important in that than anything. So we'll see how they do it. But without further ado, Shikai Shinobi signing off. We got about 5 more hours until the next drop. I think we're getting Baragon. But other than that, Shikai Shinobi sign off. Peace.